The vision of Athletes in Action is to raise up laborers and see movements on every team, in every sport, in every single nation. And I want you guys to know that's not just an Athletes in Action thing or phrase. That is something that is coming from God. That is something that is biblical. It's a theme that we see throughout the whole Bible. Starting in Genesis 1, we see God tell Adam and Eve, be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth. We see in Genesis 12 that God tells Abraham, he speaks to him and he says, I'm going to bless you so that I can bless all nations. Through you, I'm going to bless all nations. So fast forward, you guys all know the story of David and Goliath. We see David go slay this giant, and that's an awesome story. But one thing that we forget and that is not always mentioned is that something that David says in the midst of that when he's calling out Goliath, he says, this is gonna happen, I'm gonna slay you so that the whole world may know that there is a God in Israel. Then let's go to the prophets. One of my favorite verses is Habakkuk 2:14. It says, for the knowledge of the glory of the Lord will fill the earth as the waters cover the sea. We know very little about the ocean, and I think it's kind of the same thing with God's glory. There's such little knowledge among the nations about God's glory and how great, it is to have a relationship with Him. And one day, the knowledge is going to fill the earth. Then we step into, Jesus coming on the scene. Jesus says in Matthew 24:14, he says, this gospel of the kingdom will be preached to the whole world as a testimony to all nations, and then the end will come. Then we get, the Great Commission in Matthew 28 that you guys have all heard. He says, all authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me, therefore go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, of the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and surely I'm with you always to the very end of the age. We get in Acts, right? I love how he says, you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem, Judea, and Samaria, and to the ends of the earth. So knowing all that, I think it's so awesome because we're kind of living in this stage where we're in between this Acts and Revelation period. But when we look ahead to Revelation 7:9, John says, I looked and there before me was a great multitude that no one could count from every nation, tribe, people, and language. They were standing before the throne and in front of the Lamb. And that's just an awesome promise because when we engage in this mission, we're engaging and we're taking part in God's story that we know is going to succeed. That's His word, that's His promise, and His word will come to pass. So with that, I want to challenge you guys to take part in this story, in this mission with Athletes in Action.